Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and it's time for me to take another shot at Dimir Control. Dimir was a pretty frustrating deck for me in the end of last month, trying to find a good build. It coincided with a pretty nasty fall in my rank that happened near the end of the season, and we recovered. It was okay, it was fine, but Dimir was definitely the thing I kept trying to make work. Especially I wanted Kaido to work, which was probably a big mistake, considering that Liliana of the Veil is in the format. But I can't get away from Dimir forever. I usually come back and try to make something of the color combination. This specific deck is a Lier deck, and what I love about Lier in Dimir is the idea now that you can wear the opponent down on their resources and then resolve a Lier, and suddenly you have your whole graveyard to pull from, and the opponent does not. So those kind of end games where we just run the opponent out of resources, then slam a Lier, then cast all the stuff that we have lurking around are very fun. I certainly enjoyed it. We've been dabbling a little bit with it in other colors, but here in Dimir, we finally get to combine Liliana of the Veil with Lier, Disciple of the Drowned. She comes down, we discard spells, the opponent discards things, we make them sacrifice creatures. When they run out of cards in hand, that's when we slam the Lier, Disciple of the Drowned, and suddenly we have access to all this extra stuff. We also have Duress. We don't have any counter spells because we're not really trying to counter things with a Lier on the board. It's spells can't be countered. So instead, it's just a pure resource game. Kill their stuff, draw a few extra cards, use Liliana a lot, and then slam Lier when their hand is empty or almost empty, or hopefully after you've been able to duress it a little bit, and then take over the game. We do have a Fading Hope to bring Lier back to hand if necessary. We have one Hullbreaker Horror for those mono-blue matchups. We have two Sheldreds because Lier still, if the opponent does good stuff and they manage the battlefield and they don't discard too much to Liliana, they can still have a removal spell in their hand at the right moment. Sheldred often comes down and eats that removal spell, and then the next turn you slam Lier. So you get the idea. We try to pave the way, get Lier to resolve on a board where the opponent can't kill it, and then we take over. For Bankbuster, because even with cards like Tainted Indulgence that have better synergy with Lier, Bankbuster is the better overall card. And with bounce spells in the deck like Fading Hope, you can bounce your Bankbuster and draw more cards. It's wonderful. Some of these I wish were spells for better Lier synergy, like Bankbuster, like Meat Hook, but trust me, the card doesn't disappoint, and neither does Liliana of the Veil, a really sweet Planeswalker when you're playing this kind of strategy. I'm going to keep the intro pretty short because I have a lot of games, and I think this video is going to be over an hour, but I know you're going to enjoy it. Today's patron shout out goes to Mark Kimino. Kaimino? Anyway, Mark, thank you very much for joining on Patreon and joining at the shout out tier. There is a link in the description if you would like to do that. Mark, you're very cool. Let's dive in. Let the nonsense begin. Bankbuster, Liliana, Celestis, all good stuff. All goodies. Green white, awesome. One of my all-time favorite victims. Turn 2 rope. Is it a disconnect? Love a good turn 2 roping. All right. They found their grizzly bear. We found a cut down. I think we'll do this since cut down hits it. It gets us further ahead on mana and keeps them from getting going. Saves Liliana into Bankbuster for next turn. All right. They don't have a second creature. So it makes Liliana perfect.
Those who get in my way tend. Off you go.
All right, let's see their next wave. Restoration of Iganjo. That's a good one. Around turn 3, you better start playing things that are multiple pieces of cardboard attached to one piece of digital cardboard. We're getting actually pretty close to Hullbreaker's nonsense.
Don't overthink things.
So I'm going to hang on to Hullbreaker Horror for just a minute here. Normally I would just discard it there because we're not against mono blue, which usually means it's a pretty bad card. Duress can be good against green-white, but we don't really want to cast it. We're pretty happy to toss it. The cut down we know will have a target here. They're going to discard and bring back their naturalist and la da 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 da. You know how it goes. They might get that. They might get the dog. It's good against the Liliana minus. Oh, they are getting the dog. Then a naturalist. Then a wedding announcement. Let's draw. Sheldred. Let's kill this thing. Let's get a Celestis trigger. A land. I mean, I'm gonna go for the Hullbreaker Horror. I don't think they're gonna be ready for that.
We'll have things we'd rather forget.
You don't usually see it in this spot against green-white enchantments. By the way, if you want to know why I keep looting, it's to fill the graveyard for when we do draw one of the 4 Liers in the deck. Okay, they got a Catilda. Attack Lily? Would you like to attack Lily? Rawr. 1 token dead.
You chose the wrong day to cross me.
Otawara. So we do need to draw a spell. Could get awkward. Let's see what we hit. Takanuma. Okay. Hard mode engage. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's bounce our Bank Buster. Let's play this land. Let's cast our Bank Buster. Let's bounce Catilda to owner's hand. Put that back on the field. We'll get another trigger. We could minus, but let's plus attack the hand. Make Liliana harder to get to. And we'll see if the opponent has a way to deal with this Hullbreaker Horror, since we weren't able to totally close the game with it. They recast Catilda, okay. The Reign of Truth. Is that good enough to get through the horror? 7-8. It's not small. Huh. Kill that. Wow.
Now you've got my attention.
And now the level up from the wedding announcement. Draw discard. There's Sheldred. Let's return what? Catilda. Other things might be blockable. Plus for the discard. Opponent might discard the Catilda to reanimate and go over the top. Then we have to draw a spell. Okay, they didn't do that. Catilda's back. The Reign of Truth is on again. The dog has grown so strong. All right, can we draw into a spell? Not an instant speed one. All right. Let's let Lily die. I think she's past her prime. Sorry, girl. You out. What can I say? You got old.
Fine. I'll take my zombies and leave.
No, it was also... No, don't be that way. It was also I could get you back. I always plan to get you back. Unless there's a Lier. I mean, I'd always plan to get you back. Alright, back to hand. Take out this token, I guess. This thing is about to tick again. I guess we make them sack the dog. Woof.
One of your friends has to leave.
I mean, hit for 11? They don't have haste, right? Brah. Now they have to think about their life total. Would you like to pump my creatures? Because that's your only choice. You ever notice these two are kind of posing the same way? Check me out! I'm so cool. I guess Shelly is doing the... you know, got the arms. Is that a Naruto run from Sheldred, actually? More like the Pixie Fairy? I don't know. You don't have a choice. You gotta pick one of mine. There you go. There you go. It's fine. They're tapped. They're not attacking right now. They won't hit you with that extra bonus. It's just weird wording on the card, okay? Yep, take 2. Good doggo. Ah, what a delightful stomping that was. I don't know about double Fading Hope Liliana, but we'll give it a try. It's pretty weird to see both of these. But maybe it helps us empty our hand quick, and the Liliana Plus is really good for us, and I don't know. We'll see. I'm sus. I'm definitely sus. Bankbuster makes it feel a lot better. Hopefully that resolves. Jetmir's Garden? Spirited Companion? Okay. Okay, what's going on, Naya? What you doing over there? If they're a Reanimator deck, the Fading Hopes are going to be awesome. Yeah, Fable. Okay. Fading Hope probably useful here. Liliana, not a good drop. Two lands. Okay, I'm getting Boros Invoke Justice vibes. Shelly. Is Shelly a keep here? We're going to try it. I almost feel like we have too many threat type cards, but we're going to try it. I also need a good way to kill this Fable, so I'm a little nervous, but I can always bounce it if I just want to get time. All right, this is definitely Boros Reanimator. Usually the only red card is Fable, and they try to use Invoke Justice to get cards like Sanctuary Warden. So we could be just dead. Because they have enough of a board state that they don't have to do any of their shenanigans. And they can also put all their +1/+1 counters on their other creatures. So how do we want to play against this? Maybe we just hold up mana and try to dig for better answers. I do wish I'd bottomed this. It seems too slow, but it might help us stabilize later as long as we can keep the opponent from doing too many good things. Yeah? You scared? This is where having Wandering Emperor in the deck is really good. Because they get to do flash stuff after putting some dorks on the board. I feel like they're getting away with so much, though. It's making me angry. Alright, they got a Plains. They have 3 unknown cards. They discarded 1 Sanctuary Warden, so it feels like they should have an Invoke Justice. There's a cut down that can take care of the reflection, which is a big deal. Let's draw. There's a duress. That was needed. And we're gonna miss a land drop? Ouch. But let's see. Oh my god, they just have huge creatures. We're screwed. Nothing serious to get back here on the discard. They have 5 points of pressure. Let's draw. We're trying to hit land. We got it. Okay, what else do we do? Fading Hope, one of these, I guess. They can cast either one. I guess we need to hold up a Fading Hope for the Warden. And we can play another Bankbuster. That at least gives us something to block these little dorks with. But yeah, I guess if we are able to Fading Hope these things a few times and keep them from getting value, which Lier provides, we can be okay. It's not like they have removal. They don't have any removal for Lier right now. Here she comes. I think it's a she. Trigger. Bounce. Oh wait, does the trigger still work? I think it does. But now they have to remove a counter from Rafine's Informant, I guess. They don't have the choice of shield counters on the Warden itself, so it's still worth it. It's fine. Makes their attack a lot worse. They do it anyway. Here's Lier. They're at 21. Should I be attacking them with this Bankbuster? Is it a missed opportunity if I don't? I think it is. They don't have no removal. And having played this deck, they don't run much removal. Sometimes absolutely none. It's all about going big and powerful. Faster than you can usually deal with. Yep, another Warden. Another trigger. But see, they don't have any counters on their creatures anymore, so they don't get any value from this trigger. They have nothing to remove, so they can't draw. Alright. Vortex, excellent. Shall we attack the hand? They might have a Justice by now. Let's at least get a look. Alright, that's awesome. Picked off a Wandering Emperor. Am I willing to go with only 1 mana open to play a Sheldred? I don't think so. What I should do is get this Liliana going, because they have good cards in hand. Let's start ticking.
And you think drop it?
There's a Warden. There's a trigger. We'll play a Vortex this time because Fading Hope can also protect our own Lier. Do they throw everything at Lily? We can still plus next turn even if they do. Yeah. We pretty much locked it up. Oh, that feels pretty good. Lily and Lier working together. The Sheldred that I kept on top was a mistake. Should have bottomed that one. I think that whole game would have been easier. You see it just sitting there at the end. Seems good. We need to find land anyway. Let's get the considering going. They might have discard effects, so gotta wait. In, draw, not land. Draw, not land. Draw, not land. Land. Okay. Nothing to do with it this turn, though. Esper. Esper do what? Esper Rafine. Cool. Liliana loves this. It's her fave.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it. Off you go.
Danik. Alright, we've got nothing, and I do mean nothing, to hit this land drop. Liliana, make disappear Emperor Emperor. And Urtai. This is going to be ugly. I think I can play around the make disappear Wandering Emperor is a heck of a bind. It's really tough. Also, them getting down this Liliana is like the only thing that they can play for sure next turn. So I think I'm going to take their Liliana. Then am I going to bounce or kill their Dennick? I think I may as well grasp Dennick and hope they don't draw land. Expensive cards, probably useless. Maybe I should bounce this to try to see top card, but it pairs well with Bankbuster next turn if the opponent taps their mana. We do it now to play around make disappear, and we see what they draw. No land. Nice. Okay, now we have a make disappear to consider. Let's plus first. They probably won't discard it, but they're really hoping to use it. Wandering Emperor down. Here's a Bankbuster. I can pay if you dare try to counter this. Wonderful. All right. We couldn't keep him off land forever, could we? Let's see if they Urtai this Liliana, though. Yep. That's okay. We got another. And we get a card. And we get another card. It's good stuff.
I knew this was a waste of time.
Will we draw land? No, we will not. I don't know. Is getting Sheldred on the field, like, and just beating them down? Is that better than another Liliana, making them sacrifice Urtai? Yeah? Especially after their Wandering Emperors have been discarded? Ooh, they take the draw. Okay. They have a land. They still have a make disappear that we've outmaneuvered so far. We go to 15. And they have backup Urtai. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll take it. And they still can't play make disappear. The card has absolutely wrecked them in this game.
No more distractions. Let's make this quick.
All right, Urtai down. We'll pass. We'll draw with Bankbuster. Life is good. All right, the 3/2 comes out. Let's draw. Let's duress. Wanted to know whether or not we had to kill this, because this makes a clue whenever a creature goes to the graveyard from anywhere, but we can avoid it.
Drop it.
Ooh, that was easy. Easier than expected. I guess they could draw a counter spell, so we'll just cut this down now. Esper dissected. Kaito. Well, that's got to be a ninja.
My family again. Bet you can't catch us.
Cut down. What a card. Kaito dips out. We'll just drop off this duress that we don't need. Crew.
We all have things we'd
Attack. Drop to 10. Now the clever plays. Oh, all here for the clever plays. All hail the mighty Bankbuster Lords. We will drown them in banks that we bust. So much value. So much value.
There's no secret I can't uncover.
Would you like to play something for Liliana to kill? Yes, you would. Yeah, and then we out. All right, plenty of interaction. A little card draw. Easy. Good stuff. We'll see what the opponent's playing and whether or not it lines up well against our stuff. Being the reactive deck, you can always just kind of hope. That's why they generally say mulliganing with a control deck is, you know, if you have like 2 lands or more, you just keep no matter what, because you don't know what your opponent's going to play. You don't know if your cards are any good. Our opponent deep tanked and mulliganed. So they are also not convinced their cards are any good. Xander's Lounge, let the grind begin. Hopefully we draw some duress before too long in Bankbusters. Synthesizer, Anvil? Well, they hit land no problem. We'll keep a hook. If they're Anvil, the hook really helps. But we're just kind of doing nothing here. Rakdos should be able to kill a Sheldred pretty easily if we don't find duress or something like that. Fable is good, of course. We'll go... I think we'll find something to cut down later. Could also take this turn to get the hook down. What are they going to do? Are they going to invoke Despair next turn? They definitely could. Yeah, let's spend this turn on the hook. What to discard? What to discard? Swamp goes down? I mean, did people play Invoke Despair and Synthesizer in the same deck? Maybe they do. Right, opponent has the Sheldred. We could just Vortex it now. I guess before they get any life from it. And let's set an upkeep stop for the next time that they play Sheldred. Although I guess we have cut down. Here's Anvil. Sacrifice an artifact. Doesn't matter as far as the reflection goes. They'll probably sack the Synthesizer. That just feels like great value to most gamers. They hit land each time. I mean, maybe they need something else because they have a lot of lands, but it feels to me like land is a really good hit for that. And another Fable. Opponent's deck in motion. Alright, we'll play one Sheldred, see if the opponent can kill it. Would you like to use that Fable with a Sheldred on the field? Nope. They have Soul Transfer, which right now they get something back. They don't have anything to get back. Okay, good. Get rid of Gabo Shamo. A Duress would help so much. Please, deck. Please provide Duress. Duress would help so much. Bankbuster. So do we play Lier? I think we save it for when we're sure it will kill the creature that the Fable's creature. Because right now, if we play it and the opponent instant speed kills it before transformation, it's a kind of a disaster. So yeah, let's bank it up. I'm just gonna draw now. Might hit that duress we're looking for. Or land. Might hit land. More 1/1s. Okay. That does imply their hand isn't doing much. That can be good for us. And they hold up the anvil. Okay. I would still love to find duress first. But we do have to get rid of this. And we don't have an easy way to do it. So, play this, play this. Hope for the best. Let's get this consider cast, because I know I need to do that. And everything else is an instant, so we can respond. Alright, they have grasp. Cut down here. And this is their only artifact aside from the anvil itself, so let's go after it. And they let it go. They might have forgotten that anvil doesn't sacrifice these 1/1s. They're colorless, but they are not artifacts. Yeah, sus. Yeah, look at them thinking about it. Hey. Alright, we'll bin the land, and we'll draw the land, because why would we draw something else? Holy cow. I mean, there was one Bankbuster in there, but I'm pretty sure we have 6 or 7 lands going now, and the opponent is going to pitch their anvil to make the 1/1. That's a good sign for us. That's a land. Okay. Deck, what are you doing? Turn these lands into cards. Hullbreaker Horror, hello. You're good with other spells. I also don't know how many removal spells this deck will pack for it, but they had the Infernal Grasp and they had the Soul Transfer already. So they seem prepared to kill Sheldred type things, and they have their 3rd Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Alright, let's activate. Switch it back to day so we can pass and get another trigger. There is an Infernal Grasp. Liliana, you are not good in this situation at all. There's too many little critters. What do you think? Do they have removal for the horror? They have another Bankbuster. Or I think that might be their first. Okay. Do we just go for horror here? I guess so. Worst case scenario, we can crew up Bankbuster. And if they can't kill it, they're in a lot of trouble. Well, opponent, you got removal. They draw for it. I usually like my decks to be better at, like, really locking up the game before I deploy the, don't bring the queen out too early, right? You want to set up your game, then you want to deploy your big threat. This deck, I can tell you from playing it for a bit now, you don't get that luxury. You just have to throw down the Lier and hope they don't have it, and throw down the Horror and hope they don't have it. Because the deck, it plays from a pretty empty-handed position, and opponents can definitely out-top deck you. Liliana, again, still not really what we're looking for. Is she? Is she? With the Hullbreaker Horror, we can draw with Bankbuster, play Liliana, get back Bankbuster. It's not like the Infernal Grasp is doing much here, but it does kill the Fable. Liliana attacks the hand. And I'll let her go. Because what we can do with the Hullbreaker Horror that's actually really sick is coming right up. Attack you. Roar. Take 7. It only takes so much 7 in Magic the Gathering. Consider. I will return the hook to my hand. I will take another consider. Absolutely. We will play the hook. Well, actually, we will draw with Bankbuster. We will play the hook for 1. Sorry. Sorry, pilot. I am a very cruel master. And I will bounce my Bankbuster. Because juggling Bankbusters feels awesome. And guess what? All of these can be another Meat Hook Massacre if I choose. Then we will play Bankbuster and get back. We could set this. We could get rid of the treasure. Let's just get back the hook. Oh yeah. Hook juggling. Hook and Bankbuster juggling. Oof. Oh, it's real. There's an Infernal Grasp. I will return the Hullbreaker Horde to my hand. They'll draw. Did you find what you need? Voltage Surge. Sacking Synthesizer. They're trying to hit another Surge. They hit a Soul Transfer, but this comes back to my hand. We'll take a draw, Fading Hope. Yeah, it is definitely the hard way to fight a Hullbreaker Horror. And now you don't have a good target for this transfer, but you can get back a Harvester. I don't think that's going to save you. You don't have to exile your own creature to do that. You can just return. Okay. Opponents never not used the exile mode before, I guess. Opening hand, Bankbuster Lier. Removal spells. Awesome. Rockfall Veil. Could be Gruul Aggro. That deck is... it is all kinds of aggressive. The good news is most of their 3-drops die to cut down. So let's see what they play. Gallagreeters. Okay. This is when a creature enters the battlefield, so we can chill. We can wait and see what they put on the stack before we kill it. A Beast Caller. Yeah, if they have a 1-mana red creature, then we could get punished here. But they didn't have it to start the game. Yeah, Play with Fire or Safekeeping, perhaps. If they had Safekeeping, though, we might have seen it. So probably a Play with Fire. I'm going to Play with Fire by letting them untap, and if they have some kind of a protection spell, could get really interesting. There's a cut down. Here's a Grasp. Just keep them dead. Keep them dead and slam Lier. You can play a Liliana here, but without a creature to make them sacrifice, it feels pretty bad. I guess we can draw with Bankbuster and discard one of the cards that we draw. Yeah, we could. Or we could play this Celestis instead of Liliana. If they only have one creature next turn, Liliana's really good. And more mana with Lier is a very good thing. Keep it coming. And pass the turn. We are ready to finish the Bankbuster. Viridian Beastcaller. Ascendant Pack Leader. Alright, a couple of creatures now. Let's draw. No haste. There's a Vortex. Let's use it. Because every spell that we use, we can then cast from the graveyard with Lier. So we don't have to maximize everything about it.
Don't overthink things.
And here it comes. Plenty of removal. We'll see if they can kill off Lier. Nope. Yeah, a lot of these Gruul lists don't run removal. And if they can't kill Lier, we're just going to cast all that removal again. You know they hate that. Oh my gosh. Going for the 15th daily win and the rank up. Could the stakes be higher? This is the height of MTG Arena stakes right here. There is Plat 2 on the line. There is the 15th daily win on the line. And there's NFL football being played today. American football. And that means I got game to get to. So yeah, the stakes are very high. Got to get that 15th win and get out. This hand can do it, assuming we hit land. And I would love a duress because it looks like we're up against Esper and all this removal may not be as good as I hope it is, but I'm keeping land. No question. No question. I could get punished for playing this tap land if they play Rafine. Okay. A lot of colors you got there. What's cooking? What you up to? Just give me something to throw a spell at, would ya? These are the matchups where having a Bank Buster and not having a Bank Buster. Big difference in the game. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no.
I'd rather show than tell.
Okay, well they plussed. Does that mean they have a Spell Pierce or a way to protect? There's a Bank Buster. I think what I'm supposed to do is try to put this Teferi on the bottom, and I think I was supposed to do it on their turn. But if they have a Make Disappear, I'm gonna get punished. It also taps me out, so if they have a bigger follow-up, they won't be afraid to play it. That Bank Buster was just a turn late, man. Okay. Alright, hard mode activated.
Time for a complex plan. Let's improvise.
Do they plus? They plus the last one. They plus this one as well.
Second here, second.
Liliana doesn't mess with that. Liliana can attack the hand, though. Is that what we want? Or do we want to try to draw into a solution? Especially with 2 mana open, Make Disappear is pretty ubiquitous in this format. It's everywhere. And we need to draw like a Duress and either another Vortex, or we need to be able to know that we're going to get Lier down and cast the Vortex so that they don't ultimate the Teferi. So we really need to find Duress. They have Joint Exploration, huh? Some kind of a Bant Planeswalker pile? Well, if they keep plussing Teferi, they're not getting cards off Teferi. And it looks like they're kind of afraid to do stuff. So let's see what happens. You dare target my Bank Buster? I will draw. I'm not a counterspell deck, but people don't know that.
And some
Yeah, Titan. Had a feeling. Blow up my Bank Buster probably, and then what? Make a 4/4? Okay. The 4/4, I guess Fading Hope will have to do. And then we scry ourselves closer to cards that might matter. There's a Duress. Okay. But if we Duress here, we don't get to Liliana. And I think we do have to Liliana. It might have another Titan, but Duress doesn't save us from that.
Enough with the mysteries.
And I do think we have to get this Bank Buster down on the field. See if they just Titan us again. So what do we know about their deck? Joint Exploration, Titan of Industry, Teferi. Those are the only cards they've had to use against us. Probably run Make Disappear. Not a big reason not to. Probably run Bank Buster. Definitely not a big reason not to. There might be some other form of ramp element. Teferi and Joint Exploration did plenty in this game. All right, Celestis. Makes sense. There's your ramp element. We're going to need to find a land to bounce this Teferi so it doesn't ultimate. If we find a land, we can play the Vortex, but that is not what happens. So Lier can crew the Buster and attack, which might save us. Seems really bad. I could also consider, and if there is a land in the top 2, I get a shot here. But if this thing ultimates, I'm pretty sure it's game over. So we're going to try it like this. We're going to take our shot. But all the opponent needs is an interactive card. Farewell. Yeah. I'm not going to play it out against a Teferi Ultimate. Not gonna do it. That game, man, the missed land drop. That was all that mattered there. We found the duress just in time, but didn't find a land. Man, I really wanted that 15th daily win. I guess we'll give it one more shot. We won't rank up if we win this one. That'll have to wait for the next video, but by God, give me that 15th win. I hate leaving on a downer. Anybody else have trouble leaving on Arena when you lose? I also have trouble leaving when I win, especially if it feels really good. So it's almost impossible to stop playing Arena happy. Like, I've noticed that. There's only a few things that do it, you know, hitting Mythic like for the first or second time. That's about it. Maybe hitting number 1 lets you do that. Although when I hit number 1, I just had a hard time sleeping. Thinking of people coming up and taking it. There's not really happiness in the Arena. It's just endless pain. Alright, let's see what their Harvester does here. We might Fading Hope it. Setting them back is usually a good idea, but they might have a Fable here, and Fading Hoping that would be better. Of course, Fading Hope and then Liliana sounds pretty good. Maybe I didn't have to take that 3. Seeing them activate this blood token is nice. Okay, end step. So, play Liliana, kill the Harvester. I think that's the plan, which means we don't Fading Hope. More Fading Hope? Let's put that in the bin. She's here. Here, Lily. Alright, can we take apart some Rakdos pile? They had a little trouble with land drops, and they're still having trouble with land drops. Getting the hook down seems pretty good, since they're probably an Invoke Despair list. What are we discarding? Should probably be the question. I think it's just the Fading Hope, to be honest.
Don't overthink things.
Hopefully their next turn is a Sheldred. That would be nice, because that's an easy Infernal Grasp. They probably don't want to do that at all with a Liliana on 2, though. Another Fable is probably the most dangerous thing. Okay, they did drop an Invoke Despair. And a Harvester. And they dig for land again. But why didn't they discard more cards to look for land? They kept this Sheldred. That can't be right. Cut down off the top pretty good. In that case, we definitely need to hit the land drop because we're setting up for Lier. We'll cut down the Harvester. Let's sack this Lily. Let's kill the Harvester that way. Let's play backup Lily. And then we plus. Keep tearing their hand apart. And I think we let go of cut down, because if we draw land, we can cut down the Mirror Breaker. If we don't, having this for possibly a Sheldred could be more important. Alright, another Invoke Despair. How many do you think they drew? Because we all know the magnetism of Invoke Despair. When you draw 1, you probably draw 3. All right. They didn't let me get the stop down. That's nice. Kill it. Kill it. That last card could be Invoke. It's possible I should have plussed. But I'm feeling okay from the spot. They drew the land. They did have 3. Oh my god. All right. Let's take a moment to get our duress going. Whiff. If it was there a turn sooner, maybe the 3rd Invoke Despair wouldn't have hit us in the face. But that's okay. We're setting up for Lier. It's going to be good. Our opponent's got 2 creatures now. We're at 17. They have no removal, but if they draw a way to make a blood, they do. I think we get this down. And then we can draw from this one and see what we hit. Consider. Sure. So we take a pretty nasty hit, but then hopefully play a Lier protected. Well, protected, kinda. We get a lot of value the turn we play it. Why wouldn't it be the 4th Invoke Despair? Come on, opponent. It's taken so long. Snap that right off. Fable. Yeah, Fable's good. All right, we'll take the land. Just hitting land here means more spells from the graveyard. That draw changes things. That feels real good. All right, Lier, you wait another turn, which is fine. We're patient here. This is a patient dojo. Opponent keeps the card from Fable. Interesting. 4th Invoke Despair. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Sorin. All right.
I take no joy in the slaughter.
Does Sorin make creature? Or does Sorin not make creature? With Bankbusters coming at you, Sorin make creature. Okay. Your call.
You deal with this.
Land off the top. Vortex. That deals with the Sorin. And consider. Alright. Here, Lier? Here, Lier. Raw. Alright, so first things we want to do. We want to cut down this. Feels good. We'll vortex this. And then we'll duress it. And then we'll crew up. And put the opponent under some life total pressure. See how they like it. And see if they can top deck a removal for Lier. If they do, the situation is just mildly terrible and not unwinnable, like a surviving Lier will be. Woof. Okay then. Game over. The question is how long the opponent wants to mess with it. We can grasp you. Crew up. 11 life, huh? We'll put you on 4. A Meat Hook Massacre. Consider. Seems good. Not that we're going to let this one die. We're not. Just give it a minute. It's just really fun to get all the cards, right? Besides, we're letting them hope. Letting them build up all kinds of hope that this might work. All while keeping on top. Trigger, trigger. And the onboard kill is just fine. Raw. Well, it is fun to take on the Invoke Despair piles and give them that much of the business. That does feel rewarding. And we are back for the post-game wraps, checking out the stats powered by MTGA Assistant. On the play, 6. On the draw, 9. Nice. Anyway, the deck is doing all right. I'm 10-5 with this specific build. I'm 3-1 with a version that was pretty close to this, but didn't have 4 Liers. So I figured when I went up from 2 Liers to 4, I needed to create a different version. So overall, this shell has potential and has promise. It's good against other black decks for the most part, and it seems to struggle against the white decks that exile things, which isn't too surprising given the nature of the cards. But I do love the play pattern, the strategy, I guess, of wearing down the opponent's resources with Duress and Liliana, and then you stick a Sheldred or a Lier, and the game just kind of ends because you have an overwhelming advantage if they can't remove that specific card. So I think it's a good way to play Dimir, and I haven't found many good ways to play Dimir. I'm going to keep the outro short because from the amount of games I have, I think the video could be long. So I hope that you enjoy the gameplay. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. You're cool.